So open source has always been important to me. I started my career as a contractor, building projects, for small to medium-sized businesses and startups. And even then, right, I tried to build as much as I could on top of open source. I have philosophical leanings that make me like open source, but I also think that there are really practical reasons to choose it, whatever your philosophical or ethical feelings are towards open source. The main one for me is the flexibility, right? And our CEO Robert loves to say this too, right? Like it's just awesome when you can take something and pick it apart and see how it works. And I have the kind of brain where like that's really, really appealing to me. So open source has always been really appealing because you can take it apart and see how it works. And in many cases, even find the people who made it and ask them questions. And they're going to be really welcoming and just happy to have some excitement for their project, and they're going to want to share with you. So for those reasons, I love open source, but there are many more.
Yeah, I've heard some, those are all like really great reasons. There's the philosophical, which we won't dive too into. If our listeners are FOSS, then they'll know it means that, everyone can use the code, so there's less barriers to entry. But I've also heard that argument that instead of dealing with a huge vendor, you can just go message someone and be like, hey, like you built this, how do I fix this? Or for anyone that actually really wants to see how it works, they can get into the code and modify a bit about themselves. So you get a really exciting community where there's an openness to innovation. So I feel the same
Yeah,
way.
I just wanted to add to that. Sustainability is really important to me too, right? And so open source gives you that guarantee of longevity, right? And that you can take over supporting something for yourself. And that's something that I've been hearing a lot, right? Like when we kind of talk about some of these like license changes in the FOSS world, and like, is it truly FOSS if we're limiting what people can do with it and things like that? Something that I've come to appreciate is the model where maybe companies get to keep something to themselves for a short period of time, but then eventually it becomes open, right? And that gives anyone adopting it that guarantee that they will eventually have ownership of it if they need to, and they won't be abandoned.